You ready, Ween?
I'm tired too.
It's not a one-up contest, Jess.
I'm tired too. Ow! She bit me. Ow! The heck, Win?
She's more tired, I think.
Apparently. She
She's
never
very
bites
grouchy.
me. Yeah. Excuse me? That was me. Look how far her head goes back.
She was probably thinking that you had some salmon in your hand.
Welcome back to Vee Vlogs. So we wanted to tell you guys a mini story time because we tell those on this channel. Like in the last vlog, remember we were talking about no more story times? But I meant on my main channel.
Good recap.
Yeah. Anyway, so this happened, I think like 2 weeks ago. I'm still swallowing cereal. That's so gross.
How are you still swallowing cereal? It's like one of the easiest things to eat. But in your defense, you just had to take some medication and you're struggling with taking it a little bit.
Yep. Anyway, we had a very weird night a couple weeks ago. And if any of you watching are from Ontario, Canada, you might know what we're talking about. It was all over the news. So we'll start with what happened after we went to bed. Okay, this was 2 weeks ago. So we went to bed and we were suddenly woken up at around 3 in the morning because our alarm went off, which has happened before, but it's still very alarming.
The camera can't see. I'm just giving you like the ultimate like glare right now.
I'm sniffly. So anyway, we were sleeping peacefully and the alarm went off and it's like a countdown. So like we can hear the countdown going down and then it goes on to like the full out
It's
like,
just what isn't fun about it is that the countdown is just like a solid tone.
It's like bing.
It's not that.
Bing. Yes, it is.
Well, okay, yes, it does do that, but all I hear is just a solid tone that's just going like E and all that stuff. But it sounds like the ringing in my ears.
No, it doesn't.
It does for me.
It's so loud.
I can barely hear it. So I kind of rouse awake a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, it's just the ringing in my ears. And then you start nudging me. It's like, Ty, that's the alarm, Ty, that's the alarm.
I'm like, the alarm, the alarm, the alarm. So he goes and grabs a bat because he's learned this has happened before and he's just run down with nothing in his hands. And I'm like, what if someone just broke in? You're just gonna like, what, hug him? Like, you need a weapon or something.
Jess, no one wants to fight a half-naked guy, okay?
Yeah, I guess. It would shock people.
It would. I'm banking on that shock factor.
Anyway, so he grabs the bat, runs downstairs, but it's too late. The full out alarm has already like gone off. And so I get a text on my phone that says, police are on their way. And I was like, oh no, because we found out it was Luca who came home from work and like set off the alarm by accident. So now the police were on their way. So Ty had to call them and be like, hey, not a real emergency. Go home.
Well, they made me go through. It's like, okay, so what's your name? And I give my name, but I don't have the same last name as Jessii.
Not yet.
Not yet. That makes it sound like I'm changing my last name.
I'm changing my name.
So I have to explain who I am, and they say, okay, please put in the code, the master code. So I put in the ones that I know. It's like, yeah, that's not the code. So he teaches me how to get into our own system.
Yeah, that's weird how he
And I could have been an intruder.
Yeah.
I tell him, he says, okay, everything's good. We don't worry, because since we called quickly, they didn't notify the police immediately.
That's what the text said. It was like, police have been notified, they're on the way. And I'm like, oh no, it was an accident.
But I had to run downstairs and I made sure Mandy and Luca were all okay. And the issue was, they have a keypad down there, but we put it in after we put in all the other keypads.
So it doesn't work very well.
And we put in the code and it just won't register.
Anyway, so that gets sorted out. We go back into bed and we're like, cool, we can sleep now. It's all great. We're gonna wake up in the morning, we're gonna be refreshed and everything. Anyway, we go to sleep. About 3 hours later, I would say.
About 6 in the morning, yeah.
We get one of those emergency alarms on our phone. You know, like if there's an Amber Alert or like something happens, it like goes off on your phone super, super loud. Anyway, we're woken up by it and it was the most bizarre emergency alert that was actually very concerning. Like the most concerning alert I've ever got. It said there was a nuclear spill or something at a nuclear plant.
A potential reactor
or
leak.
Something. Yeah. A nuclear station, okay? So they were like, everybody in the area, evacuate. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, it was so scary, but like we weren't in, I think it was a 10-kilometer radius of where the nuclear station like exploded or whatever it was.
That's where people were being told to pretty much evacuate that distance.
Yeah, so we weren't there.
We're
so...
luckily a lot further away. My mom was joking, 'cause, like, she was sending me memes and all that stuff. It's like, and basically on that day, everybody knew how far they were away from this certain town.
Yeah.
It's like in that instant, because everybody looked just to make sure.
Yeah, it was really scary. Like, I had to like Google Maps that. I'm like, how far away from the nuclear places? But we were fine, I guess. Like, I was scared, but we just went back to sleep. And then an hour later or something like that, we get another alert on the phone, and it was like, whoops, that was an accident.
Just whoopsie daisy. It was an error.
It was like, we did not mean to send that out. It was an accident. How do you accidentally send out that a nuclear station has been leaked? That's a big deal. And it was on the news like, oh, whoops, it was an accident. And everyone was so mad because it woke them up. Everyone freaked out. People probably evacuated that were by the area.
I find that these early response, like warnings and all that stuff, they still need a lot of work.
They really do.
Like Amber Alerts, I don't care if they come on at like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, but usually when they do, the person's been missing for like 3 days at that point, and that's when it comes out.
Yeah.
And that's what bugs me. If they got it faster, it's like if a child was taken or kidnapped or anything like that an hour beforehand and then the alarm goes off, no problem, wake me up any time of the day, but not 3 days later, and no more mess ups with things.
I actually have a conspiracy about the whole like nuclear leak thing. What if they just said it was an accident because too many people were panicking and they didn't want to cause like a giant panic?
It was enough of a warning just to let people know, but they managed to fix it in time. And
yeah,
that's why
I'm wondering
they said,
if they fixed it and they were like, oh, whoops, actually never happened.
Or they're trying to make super mutants.
Because think about it, people would freak out about something nuclear. So maybe they were kind of like, actually, let's not tell them. Let's just say it was... I'm thinking it's a conspiracy, but
Okay.
who knows? Who really knows?
The workers there probably.
Yeah, they know. Anyway, that's our mini story time. If you're from Ontario, Canada, and you got that message, let us know, because it was scary.
It was pretty scary.
Anyways, continue with the vlog. I don't know what I was supposed to say.
For the second part, we already filmed this in advance because it was just something that we were doing on the weekend. Yeah, it was pretty much just working on stuff, so here it is. I feel like we're performing brain surgery. Got my brother here, and we're building it. Yeah, and we both have no idea what we're doing. That makes it fun though. So we're currently building a PC for the workstation that I wanted to try and do. We just put the CPU in, which we didn't want to be flailing around the camera as we did this, because it was very nerve-wracking. I was shaking. We were all shaking. It was a good time. And yeah, we're just going to be building this for a little bit, just showing you guys what we're doing. It's so nerve-wracking. Here we go. That looks in.
Yeah, it clicked.
Okay.
We're being way more delicate than we need to be.
I'm really scared. So we basically just put like icing on it.
Yeah, it's the forbidden icing.
Pretty much. So it's just thermal compound, and we're putting this on just because we're going to be putting the heat sink on and the fan just to get it going, and this just helps dissipate the heat, I do believe. So we're going to do this here. I'll hand this to you. We're caught. So we think that this will fit well without having to offset it, and I think I put enough thermal compound on it. Okay, that's the big side, that's the skinny side. It's so hard to see.
So, like, don't shake the table?
Please don't. I'm so scared right now. We just gave the CPU a mohawk, Jess.
Cool, I guess.
This is terrifying.
He's sweating.
Little. What sucks about this is that we're going to tighten it, and then I'm going to have to take it off to make sure that the thermal compound spread properly and it didn't overlap anywhere.
I think it's pretty good.
I'm like trying not to have a panic attack. Instructions. You don't have to keep recording.
The heavy breathing, though. It's quality content.
We gotta touch the power supply.
Brings luck.
Brings luck and gets rid of static electricity, because we have it grounded right now, so the motherboard is in.
Yeah, but we all have giant hands and it does not fit in the thing.
Oh, I've got a plan. Yeah, just take that off. So what we're doing right now is we're just trying to screw everything in so it can sit properly. But with big hands and small places, they don't really mix very well.
I thought you were gonna say small minds. I'm like, don't you dare.
Hey, we have 2 small minds, okay? That's something.
We both have half a brain. That gives us an edge.
Just gotta get it in there, Bear. This is a family channel.
I know.
And then there were one. So it's now 11 o'clock at night. Bear needed to go and get some of his errands done. So he had to run off and he has to work early in the morning. So I don't blame him. We're currently trying to do cable management and we kind of ran into a little bit of a snag. We have all of these cables that are connected to the fans, and it seems like with every single guide that we've been looking at that there's a piece missing from the case. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm gonna try and look as many guides as I can before it gets too late. Hopefully this case wasn't shipped with the piece missing and we just simply misplaced it. So yeah, wish me luck. So it is the next day now. The computer is all gone. I was up until about 1 o'clock last night trying to figure out how to put it together without my brother there. Unfortunately, I lost the edge to be able to build it properly. So this morning I called up a local computer place and they took it in. They're gonna help finish it up for me just with construction, and then I can do all the software stuff. So to celebrate my epic failure, I'm doing the only thing that I could possibly think of, and that's make some chocolate pancakes. Even though they're full of gluten, I cannot eat them. I'm making them for Jess, and Jess is just getting ready at the moment, and she'll be down in a second. We are the install wizards. But guys,
I think
we got it back.
Yeah, I think it's a stretch to be wizards.
But we did manage to install Windows on this thing, which has taken way too long than it should have.
I try.
So
I'm
basically,
underappreciated.
I bought Windows 10 and it came on a DVD, so I had to put it in a disk drive that I had one just laying around, so I used. I installed it, no problem. The only issue being is that the software that starts Windows for some reason got put onto the DVD and not onto the computer. So I spent probably about 3 hours trying to figure out what the heck to do. Got fed up, called Bear, he came over after work, he brought a USB.
Fixed it in 3 seconds.
Pretty much. I feel really smart. But anyways, we're just waiting for it to finish up and hopefully we have a working computer. And yeah,